Boom.
Tom, can you name the top 5 medal gathering countries thus far at the Rio Summer Olympic Games?
No, probably not, but I'll take a stab at it.
Take a shot.
Yeah, so I'm going to say U.S.
USA.
I'm going to say Russia.
Wrong.
No. Okay. I'm going to say Brazil.
Wrong.
I'm going to say China.
Yes.
And the UK.
Wrong.
I got 2. 2 out of 5. Who are
2
the
out
other
of
3?
5. You got the top 2, U.S. and China. Number 3, Japan.
Oh.
Number 4, Australia.
All right, then.
And number 5, I'll tell you what, they got soul, and they're super bad. It's South Korea.
So what you're saying is when Tom plans a trip somewhere near an Olympic Games, those countries will do well in medals.
Indeed. Indeed.
I am in the United States.
South Korea. I'll tell you what, and they're nipping right there on Australia's heels.
I'm not planning to visit Australia though. I can't explain that.
Well, I mean, they might overtake them. To your other guesses, though, Russia currently in 7th. Oh wait, 7th. Oh, sorry. These were all gold medal counts, by the way.
Oh, okay. Okay. Makes it a little. I was a little surprised about Russia not being in there.
No,
but if you make
Russia
it just gold, if you make it gold, that makes more sense.
Russia would have been 4.
Okay.
Because they have 17 medals in total, and then Great Britain would have tied. Yeah, Great Britain would have tied Australia for 5th.
Yeah. I thought Germany would have done better.
Germany right now only with 8 medals.
But I think
closed East Germany. That's the problem.
No, I think part of it is it's very interesting. Someone made the mentions like there's how many different swimming events. So I think a lot of the early medals are due to that particular venue. But as the next
yeah, no, that makes sense.
But
like
as
the
the
swimming
second
countries will do better in the
next week.
It's very much swimming and gymnastics right now.
Yeah, by the way, because let's go ahead and take a look at where is Jamaica right now? Jamaica laying triple goose eggs.
Yeah, that'll change.
They will probably do just a wee bit better when the track and field comes around.
For sure. I mean, it's what? There's been a lot of judo. There's been a lot of archery and some shooting, swimming, and gymnastics. So, yeah.
The running is where
South Korea is actually really good in
shooting.
Is it shooting? Yeah, I think it's shooting.
It's because they all have.
I kept seeing them show up.
All the men have mandatory military service.
So does UK though. They're not that
good.
Nope.
No, they don't. They haven't had it since the late '60s. The UK
national service?
No, yeah, it's not compulsory.
By the way, take a look at this. With 3 medals, 2 golds and a bronze, España.
Oh, they just got a swimming medal. It was a big deal.
7 medals. That's 2.
Wait, I'm sorry.
3 bronze. The great country of Kazakhstan. Very nice.
Help! I've fallen and my phone hung up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Show about titles. Help! I thought Ad Block Strikes Back, and it was easy. 1 key to steal them all. I like that, but I'm not sure. It might be a little too obtuse. VW is out of luck. Lock. Get it out of luck. Lock. 911. Can you find me now?
Can you find me now? Good.
And then there's a bunch of coordinates from BioCow.
Nice.
Things and stuff.
I like 911. Can you find me now?
I like that one. That's a good one. I think it has everything.
Well done,
By
Steven.
the way, the great T2T2 made a comment on the Reddit that apparently Estonia does something similar to this.
Similar to what?
No, to the 911 thing.
Oh.
To which 911 thing?
They have a better 911.
They have like an emergency.
Richer data.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but their country's the size of Rhode Island. or slightly bigger than Rhode Island.
Don't.
what's Rhode Island's excuse?
This
It's
is
attached
always,
to the rest of the United States.
let Europe. This is how Europe enjoys arguments. Is they get to say like, hey, look, we have a country the size of a large town, and
Liechtenstein and
Let them have their day. No, but I always look at that and they're like, yeah, but their country's small. I'm like, all right, so why hasn't some small state done it here in the U.S. then?
because they have a higher population density than which
Do
actually
they?
no, the argument would be is how come New Jersey doesn't have it? Because New Jersey is like
Yeah, sure. Well, fine. Then pick New Jersey. Like,
there. I just did, Tom.
there you go.
I just did.
Done.
You happy?
Yeah, I'm so happy.
You want your ice cream sundae with the little sparkler
You've
candles?
made me you made me very happy. Because that's always the thing with Korea and the high-speed broadband. Because they're always tops in high-speed broadband. They're like, yeah, but Korea's small. I'm like, okay, well then I don't know why isn't Massachusetts like full of high-speed broadband? It's also kind of small and has a high population density.
Doesn't have the same economy. Or the
Exactly.
national
It's a whole different. We did a whole hour-long discussion about it once, but yeah, it's a whole different way of approaching how people get to roll stuff out. And they don't do monopolies. They actually have 3, I think, competing fiber companies that all run fiber everywhere, but they incentivized people to do it. So
Well, I'm wondering if it's also because they have conglomerates with enough deep pockets to do it.
that's a little bit part of it. Is they've got the companies that are willing to fund
I mean,
it, but there was also government incentives to get them to do it, and they weren't monetary necessarily. Some of it was just opening up the roads and being like, hey, okay, everybody can dig here now.
We will build you the infrastructure if you build this.
Because what happens here is you open up a road and you're like, and then Comcast or AT&T comes in and it's like, great, we get this contract exclusively, right? Nobody else can run their lines here, and that very obviously excludes competition.
Well, then why don't we just make broadband a utility?
You mean a common carrier?
Yeah. No, but I mean like the actual lines and stuff.
Oh, you want to go back to that fight? Oof.
How about we go back to this fight? Who's got more medals?
The United States has the most. And
Right
really,
now.
in the end, that's what matters.
Canada or North Korea?
North Korea, because
Tom?
it's a trick question. North Korea.
I want to say North Korea because it's a trick question, but I also know that they won a medal, and I have not seen any Canadian medals, so I'm going to stick with.
They have 4, and they've all been won by female athletes.
Canada has 4 medals?
Yes, I think 4.
Oh, well, then Canada.
Oh.
Did I change my mind?
The correct answer is Canada.
I wanted to say North Korea because it's a trick answer.
6 medals. Canada's got 1 silver and 5 bronze.
Woohoo! They can make a loonie, or is that a toonie?
Meanwhile, North Korea has 4 with 2 silver and 2 bronze. So they got more silver medals.
And more selfies with countries they are technically still at war with.
So what I want to know is, has anyone ever have like a history of people who pawned their medals for like money? Like, I'm curious to know, like, if you had a medal, like a gold medal from the '84 Olympics, is it actually worth anything, or is it just like, eh?
Did you do a search on eBay lately? See if there's anybody
Oh, yeah.
hawking a gold medal. Also, do they what's the dip? At what point do they stop getting lower in value because they're old, and then start getting higher in value because they're
not pure gold?
Or is it just, a slope where they always gain value?
I don't know, how much is it worth?
All right. Who's got
25.
more medals? Cuba or the independent Olympic athletes?
The independent athletes, because that's a trick question. Everything you're giving me is a trick question.
I don't think wait, independent or refugee?
The refugees are participating under the independent flag.
Yeah, no, they're under the refugee
Olympic
flag.
athletes is what they're listed as.
Okay, that's a different. I think that's a different category than ROC. The refugee Olympic team, ROT. I think they're 2 different things.
Who's got more, Cuba or the independent Olympic athletes?
Independent.
Cuba.
That one was a trick question.
Independence.
Independents have 1. Cuba has 0.
It's because all the great athletes in Cuba moved to Florida.
No, Cuba does well in like boxing and stuff.
And they all moved to Florida.
I mean, eventually.
Not right away.
All right. Who's
Wait,
got
okay.
more medals?
Hold on, I want to run down this independent Olympic athletes because they've always had independent Olympic athletes, but this is the first year for the refugee team, so I don't know if they're the same.
All right, here we go.
You
Rank-
keep going, yeah.
Rank the following countries: Estonia, Israel, and Kyrgyzstan.
Israel, Kyrgyzstan, Estonia.
Kyrgyzstan, Estonia, Israel.
Trick question. They all have 1 bronze.
By the way, the independent athletes are Kuwait. Kuwait athletes are not allowed to compete under the Kuwait flag because Kuwait is suspended from the International Olympic Committee. They are allowed to compete as independent athletes. They are separate from the refugee team, though.
Wait, why did they get suspended? Were they doping?
The Kuwaiti Olympic Committee was suspended by the IOC due to governmental interference. So they have athletes competing, and one of them has won a gold in shooting. But the refugee team is competing also under the Olympic flag, but as the refugee Olympic team. And I don't think they've won any medals yet.
All right. Let's play a game called Do They Have a Medal? Vietnam.
No.
Yes.
Yes, they have 2 medals, including a gold. All right.
I like this game.
Afghanistan.
Is it a
Yes.
country? Yes.
Yes.
No. Yes. No, they don't have a medal.
Tom's got it, man. No medals for Afghanistan. Tunisia.
They have 1?
Tom, do they have a medal?
Yes.
Does Tatooine have a medal?
I think Tom said yes.
Yes.
So we both got that one right.
You both got that one. Let me find a good one here. Georgia.
Do they have a medal?
Does Georgia, the country?
No.
Yes, in wrestling.
No, wrestling hasn't happened yet, has it?
Because
No,
they
it's
normally
just
field
judo,
out
I think.
wrestlers. That's their big thing is wrestlers.
Who would compete for Georgia in wrestling? Ric Flair.
No, it would be like Russia, Iran, the United States.
Oh, I know. I'm just being a goose.
You're being a goose?
I'm just being a goose.
Oh, stop.
Yeah. Georgia does.
Yay, I win. You lose, Tom.
All right, fine. Well, I'm taking this podcast and going home then. But I've actually, no, in all seriousness, we're published. So thank you all for playing along at home in the home version of Do They Have a Medal? You can find it in stores soon.
Get ready for next week's name game that I'll be able to play now that I'm not on the road.